this video is about a tree that will leave you blind. Been on my list for a while, and it's only a short video, so I was interested to because I was like, what? How does a tree leave you blind? I'm sure it's probably like something like I don't know if you get the sap in your eye or if you somehow get the tree sap in your eye or something, or like the leaf touches you. For who knows? Who knows? Oh, you've heard of this tree? Damn. I'm curious. Okay. I'm curious. so so let's learn.
You're caught in a sudden downpour in the middle of the night. Instinctively, you rush to the nearest tree for shelter, but that's when everything goes wrong. It begins as a burning sensation on your
Ooh.
skin that quickly moves into your eyes.
Or
As
like
the
the
pain
pollen,
intensifies, your vision starts to get hazy. The next thing you know, you're being carried to the medical ward, blind and terrified that you may never see again.
Ooh.
All because the tree you had chosen to take shelter under just so happened to be the most dangerous tree in the world. The Manchineel tree, or Hippomea manchinella, grows in the various regions between southern North America and northern South America, but is most concentrated in the Florida Everglades. Reaching as tall as 49 feet, it is found along coastal beaches and among the mangroves of brackish swamps, where fresh river water and salty seawater meet. The leaves of the Manchineel tree are long, yellow-green, oval, glossy, and leathery with very finely serrated edges. Its branches often have similarly colored flowers, which bear sweet-smelling fruits that range in color from green to reddish gold. It's a beautiful tree, but in 2011...
I bet I called. It's got to be that pollen, something that comes off those little flowers.
It was named the most dangerous tree in the world by Guinness World Records because every single part of it will put your life in danger if you let it. Take, for example, the fruit. One small bite and the innocent-looking, pleasant-tasting fruit will begin to tear at your insides. Don't believe me?
It is not relevant whether or not I believe.
Well, you don't have to.
I'm sorry, but like, if I'm out hiking and stuff and I see any fruit anywhere on trees, like, there is no way in hell I'm eating any of it. I don't know. I don't know how people can just see a fruit in the wild and be like, I'm gonna go eat that. No way, not me.
Radiologist Nicola Strickland and her friend lived out the very unfortunate experience of consuming the apple of death and wrote about their experience in a British Medical Journal article back in 2000. While on vacation to the Caribbean island of Tobago, the two friends stumbled upon a deserted beach and came across a small green fruit laying on the ground.
Are you just gonna eat it? You literally just find a freaking random ass fruit in the sand and you're like, I'm gonna eat that.
Rashly took a bite from this fruit and found it pleasantly sweet. Moments later, we noticed a strange, peppery feeling in our mouths, which gradually progressed to a burning, tearing sensation and a tightness of the throat.
Ooh,
the symptoms worsened over a couple of hours until we could barely swallow solid food. They were both in excruciating pain and had the feeling of large lumps in their throats. They were able to find some relief by drinking pina coladas.
Well, like, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't be freaking eating random fruits that you're finding on the ground outside.
Milk brought the most comfort. It took a frightening 8 hours for the symptoms in their mouths and throats to subside, but by then, the lymph nodes in their necks were tender and enlarged. Nicola and her friend were lucky they had only ingested a small amount, since the swelling in their throats would have caused their airways to be completely blocked, and the gastrointestinal swelling could have led to internal bleeding and bacterial infection.
So it is a tree with poisonous fruit. How terrifying.
Oh no, the fruit isn't the only dangerous part of the Manchineel tree. Not by a long shot.
The leaves,
from the roots
or the
to
flowers.
the leaves and everything in between, the tree is filled with a milky white sap that harbors a range of...
No way it's the sap. Trees are still quite useful as they help recycle CO2 back into the O2. Yeah. Yes, we need trees. We cannot cut down all the trees. We need them. Very important for survival. Yeah, don't trust the fruits. They are dangerous. I don't understand that. I really don't.
toxins. One of those being Forbol, a compound that can activate protein kinase C in the body, potentially leading to tumor growth or inflammation. Merely touching the tree's
Wow.
bark or inhaling near it can expose you to the toxic sap, potentially causing facial burning and lung damage. You can't even burn the tree without the risk of hurting yourself or others. Using the Manchineel's wood for
my
fire,
God.
releasing toxins from within the tree through smoke, creates a sort of mustard gas that poisons anyone within range of it. And it can get even worse. Redditor local case study, who had to shelter under a Manchineel tree in the rain, noted that had the experience taken place during the day, they surely would have identified the tree and avoided using it as shelter from the rain, staying far, far away. Unfortunately, due to the darkness of night, this was not the case. While under the tree, rainwater that had mixed with the sap
Oh,
coating the branches dripped into
no.
his eyes, and in no time, he couldn't see. Luckily, he didn't receive any severe burns from the experience,
Oh,
and after
wow.
2 days of treatment, he regained his eyesight. In many of these cases of exposure to the Manchineel, the consequences could have been more severe, even fatal, if they had not sought medical help. But back in 1521, Spanish explorer and conquistador Juan Ponce de Leon wasn't as lucky. He was 5 months into colonizing southwestern Florida, looking for the Fountain of Youth, when he and his people had a run-in with a local tribe of indigenous peoples. During the encounter, it's said that Ponce was struck with an arrow. He escaped to Havana, Cuba, where the celebrations of survival were short-lived once it was discovered that the arrow that hit him had been coated with the sap of a Manchineel tree, and he soon passed away.
Damn.
Ah, astute observation, my grade A tardigrade. It does at first seem odd that a tree would be able to propagate its seeds and reproduce effectively with fruit that no animal would want to eat. While it's true that the Manchineel is poisonous to nearly every animal that crosses its path, except for the Galapagos giant tortoise and the black
Turtle.
spiny-tailed iguana, it's the tree's
Oh,
proximity
okay.
to water that has allowed it to continue to flourish. The currents of the oceans that the Manchineels grow next to easily scatter the buoyant fruit as they fall into the water, allowing the seeds to be spread far and wide. Despite this ability to persevere, the
Oh.
Manchineel is listed as an endangered species in Florida. Great question, Bean. Even though the tree is incredibly dangerous, efforts are being made to preserve the Manchineel tree because of the important role it has in the ecosystems where it grows. It seems that the Manchineel's roots are so robust and deep-seated that they become a significant
Wow.
natural defense against coastal erosion. Additionally, the trees serve as a sturdy, natural barrier against the wind, and humans, I guess. So, if you happen to stumble upon a Manchineel tree, go ahead and give it a respectful nod, but be sure to give it a safe distance. And if you happen to enjoy
Damn,
this video,
what
go
the
ahead and press
hell?
the subscribe button and hit the bell. That way, not only will you know when we upload future videos, but you'll also be helping us continue making them. You'd be amazed to know just how much of an impact your one sub has. And while you're here, check out one of our other videos, like this one about the deadliest shark attack of all time. How were over 100 people eaten by
Ooh.
sharks in just 3 days, and why did the US government try to cover it up?
Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine you're just like in Florida or something, or any parts of those areas like on vacation, and you happen to go on a hike and bam, you come across the wrong tree. Holy shit. So they're like along the coastlines and stuff, so that's where you got to be careful.